Before we begin, thank you very much to Deimos Z for joining the Patreon campaign over at patreon.com/TJOmega. Little side note for my patrons. I just found out that Patreon is not notifying me when I get a new message. So the inbox has been filling up a little bit more than I realized. Okay, so I do apologize for those who messaged me like months ago and I just ignored. I did not mean to. I had no idea the message was there. I'll get to everybody, and I do apologize for that. Slight gaffe, I'm human, I apologize. So, today I want to talk a little bit about the BotBot cartoon because we got to see the trailer, and it's coming out later this month, so when we looked over the trailer for the next full Transformers cartoon, Earthspark, I kind of suspected that BotBots was going to be the one that was more along the lines of what I feared out of a Transformer cartoon. Well, we have a trailer for this now. We will not be watching the trailer on this video. Okay? Just to say that right off the bat. I'm not getting this channel into trouble just because I was showing a clip from a cartoon. I know better. So instead, let's first we're gonna look at the TF Wiki page for it, just get a little bit of knowledge before we start going through and examining the trailer a little bit. So it was announced a year ago, finally released. Entertainment One, animated by Boulder Media Studios. Good to note that this is the first cartoon for Transformers produced out of Canada since Cybertron, actually. But it's probably not going to have the ocean cast that we know from previous Canadian productions, because this is based out of Toronto. But yeah, at least it comes from good stock, right? We like when Canada produces Transformer cartoons, they've got a 50% track record. we'll hope it lands on the good side. Okay, so storyline. Okay, shopping mall struck by lightning from an energon cloud. So somewhere this takes place in a Transformer universe that has energon. Let's see, day by day they hide in plain sight, night they emerge hiding in all sorts of adventures. Now this is interesting to me because this is basically the actual storyline to the toys. I kind of expected them to play with the concept a little bit or turn it more into like your standard Transformer cartoon, good guys, bad guys, etc. But no, this is just straight up the canon and the story and the theme that the actual toy line has always followed. Actually kind of surprising to me. We're just literally just getting a straight up adaptation of that. See, these tiny bots have organized themselves into squads based on their stores of origin, but some were left in the lost and found when the surge occurred and are treated as outcast by the others. When these lost bots actually run afoul of the mall security guard, they must put aside their differences and band together to protect all of the BotBots from being exposed. So we've got we have a Toy Story situation here, for starters, but there's also like a Tom and Jerry element thrown in where you've got the night security guard that's always like trying to catch the BotBots. That's a fun dynamic. That's a classic cartoon dynamic. So that part I don't mind. What's interesting to me is the Lost Bots are actually being painted as the hero cast, which is interesting. I guess it makes sense because it does mean you have variety amongst your group. It's the only team where there's an even mix of just about everything. It's just like random leftovers. That's fun to see. It does make sense in the picture because like in the toy line, it just felt like leftover repaints, things that didn't quite fit in with all the other teams. But here, makes sense. Makes sense. I actually like the use of it here. We do have a cast. We have a list of characters in the show. Our main cast is Bonsai, Burgertron, Clogstopper, Dimlet, and Kick Me. So not a bad mix. We got a plant, we got a food, we got a tool. Well, we got two tools technically. If you count a plunger as a tool, how about a tool and a cleaning implement? We'll go with that. And a piece of sports equipment. Nice mix. Among those, I believe we have two girls in the cast. Kick Me in the trailer has a feminine voice. I could be wrong about that. I do absolutely know Bonsai is going to be female. We'll be back to this page because we do have to double check a couple things here, but we do have the trailer itself. So there's our main cast. What's weird here? So they've taken a lot of liberties with the designs here, and one of the things that was pointed out to me, and I hate Vangelis for pointing this out because I can't unsee it now. They kind of have a Mega Man aesthetic to them. They kind of have like the shape and proportion of like Robot Masters, and that comes from the fact that they have human faces to them. If you have Burgertron, if you look at Burgertron, let's look at Burgertron. We have the power to do that, and we can see that he's got a visor. He's got a visor and a mouth plate, so he's very Soundwave in design. Now, in the show itself, he does seem to keep some of the elements that make him look more Optimus Prime in the helmet, but obviously normal eyes, normal cartoon humanoid eyes, normal mouth, even has like normal like skin tones even. It's a little weird. And yes, yeah, it's kind of Mega Man-y in design, which maybe it's why I'm giving this a chance. But I guess it changed for the same reason they keep giving Optimus Prime a mouth. It's like, oh, he's got to emote. People have to be able to tell what he's going through, and he's smiling and whatever that. Fine. Works better for a cartoon. I'll give it. What's funny to me is Dimlit actually looks closer to his toy than his official artwork does. If you haven't looked at Dimlit recently, we can do that as well. Dimlit's art there with that generic robot-style face and head. If we look at the toy itself, the toy seems very happy and cartoony, wide-eyed and all that. And yeah, the BotBot design actually comes pretty close to that. And then we look at Clogstopper. Clogstopper is even weirder in this situation because they've completely reoriented him. The toy itself has everything coming out of the plunger part, and the handle just sticks out from the top. And if we look at the cartoon again, they've inverted the entire design. So now he's just like a big cup head. And probably not as good of a video game, but still. For whatever reason, now his body's made out of the handle, which I guess just makes a funnier design. He seems to be like more comedic than the others at the very least. Yeah, and then like Bonsai just looks like someone. It just looks like a person. It doesn't. There's like a person in headgear. Like there's nothing robotic to this character whatsoever. But weirdness of the cast aside, but good variety. I don't mind the designs themselves. And yeah, okay, yes, yeah, it's a little Mega Man-y. All right, so we're gonna take a look at the. I'm gonna just like clip through the trailer here. We're not going to play it. We're not going to talk over it. We're just going to take a look at some stills here just so we can kind of get an idea of what we're dealing with. First off, what strikes me about the art style, if I can get an appropriate shot, that's close. This works a little better. I'm getting vibes from Amazing World of Gumball because I'm looking at this and I'm seeing. It's a simulated background. It's drawn and created, but it's far more lifelike and photogenic than the actual animated characters that are appearing. So, like, obviously, here's our mall security guy. Obviously, very cartoonish in shape and design. He very much stands out from the background as a result. And it looks like most of the show goes that way. Everything in the background looks much more realistic than the characters. It makes them pop, and it makes it look like cartoons interacting with the real world. Again, a little like Gumball. So it's a proven animation style. I don't mind it so much. It's a little distracting to me, mostly because I'm just like, I'm a traditional animation guy. I'd rather see a full animated background that blends the characters and makes it feel like it's all one world. But this works. Like there is definitely a style and a flair to this that works out. It looks like all of the factions are accounted for from the actual toy line. They're just going really hard on the entire thing. Everything seems to line up exactly with how the toy line was envisioned, which is actually pretty cool of them to do. Like I said, it is a Toy Story situation. Everyone comes out to party, and then as soon as a human shows up, everyone transforms into things. That should be fun to see them play with that concept, because that's the one thing that Toy Story had as a rule of the universe. Never explained why, but it's a rule of the universe. And here they have actual time to play with that, and the whole point of the show seems to be playing with that. There is a main plot here. Here's the other thing about the designs is that when you look at the other BotBots that aren't in the main cast, they actually just look more like the toys. They have like the more like humanoid eyes going, but for the most part, they actually look like the toys that they're based on more than the main cast does. Let's see, where's the group shots? Where are the group shots? Yeah, so you can see where like some of these, like here's Burgertron looking very different, and then everyone else seems more familiar. Yep, here's the donut. I can't remember his name, but we have the donut, and it just straight up looks like the BotBot design. Nothing changed about it. So a little bit of that makes the main cast stand out a little bit more, but that's kind of the point, because that's the whole theme. So they're supposed to be outcasts. The idea behind this storyline is trying to unite with their group, trying to be accepted. And it's going to be one of those, lesson of the day type cartoons for kids. It's going to be very comedic from what we've seen from the trailer, but it does also give this feeling of teaching the kids that, it's okay to be different. That's where I feel like the direction of the show is going to go. Because ultimately they're trying to gain acceptance by their own teams, but they don't need it. They don't need it. They're going to be a good team themselves without having to join anything else. I'm predicting the direction of the plot based on a minute 40 of animation. Because, hey, that's what a good YouTuber does. We pick things apart mercilessly. Basic comedic stuff, box traps, fun, love the stuff. Rube Goldberg machines. This is going to be so weird. Like, this is this night security guard trying desperately to catch these super tiny robots. This looks like there's a little bit of action to it. Bonsai here is getting in a little bit of katana work. We do what looks like them going to prom. The thing I like about this setup is that they can try to join in on the parties where they're all just in the middle of the mall. They can try to join up with their individual groups, or they can evade the night security guard, or they can mix it up. There's actually, strangely enough, in the what they've created here, there is a lot of room for variety in the plot. Weird as that sounds for what's going to be a comedy-centric show, and it's going to be it's going to be like Cyberverse, where it's like every episode is actually two 11-minute stories. So it's going to be a quick sit. And generally more comedic cartoons run that way. It's kind of a traditional thing. It's definitely going to make me question a few things. I don't know what this red and yellow stuff flying out of him is, because last I checked, he's a robot, not a real burger. This raises questions. So I actually have hope for this. I sat through this trailer, and at no point did I shake my head and go, "Oh God, what has this become? What have you done to my Transformers?" No. This is just good, innocent, fun cartoon, and there's actual comedic bits that I actually enjoyed. If you skip this trailer, because there's only 31,000 views, all right? The video I'm making now has the potential to get more views than this actual trailer has. But I encourage you to go watch it and give it a shot. If you're writing it off because it's the kids' cartoon, let's not be like that. We are in a fandom that revolves around children's toys, no matter what age you are. So if we can accept playing with a piece of plastic to have fun. We can accept playing, or playing a cartoon and getting some enjoyment out of it, even if it's not quite meant for our demographic. Let's not pretend that we're better than that. We are toy collectors. We play with children's toys. Let's not act like one thing is mature and grown up and we're free to do it, and one other thing is beneath us because it's made for kids. Let's give it a shot. That's all I am saying here. But that's generally what I got for the thoughts on this clip, on this trailer. If you haven't gone to check out the trailer, give it a watch. You might be surprised. It actually looks like they're going to try and do some decent things with this. So those are my thoughts on BotBots. I'm looking forward to it. I don't know. When the actual episodes are out, I'll probably binge them and let you know what I thought. So that'll be a video a few weeks from now. Until then, though, thank you guys for watching. If you want to see more from this channel, remember to hit like and subscribe on the way out. It helps me out a lot. And hopefully I will see you next time. Guys, I am facing the most powerful enemy any YouTuber can face, the algorithm, and I need your help to defeat him. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and leave a comment. Every time you do, we attack that algorithm and we drive it back until it can no longer defeat this channel. Thank you very much.